Whakaloflahi atu hanei e tau wala tala tutupu ke lata mai leo taonga niue ke hao nei. Whakamua kua hai ai e tau whailoanga he whahinga ho moa moi whawhanwhekau ke whakamanatua atu ke loturu ni kua whai posti fusi eka kua lata tonu ke whai litio VHF ke whakaonga kaua atu wai ke he tofia. Ke te talahoanga ni kupekai ke kua moe litio VHF si kua lata whinatu ke he kautaha nei ke moa e laisini ke mai ke ai ke whakaonga e whakahoruanga he litio VHF he whahe moa moi whakawhanwhekau he ta mga ho osi ka whinatu kai ki tahi he posi hao koe te tungi he laisini nei koe ua fumaua e tala mai limu fulu sene he tahe tau ne whakailoa he Kentucky ke te whahi operations he telecom ko whutalangi kua lata ke mai longa he tau tangata whasieka ke maua manaki ka watu ai ke funga to fia si matutaki atu ai ke he telecom niue, le teo niue. Kua lata ke talahau ai hingoa he posi, whakaonga i fōke call sign ne kua tukua te lautoru. Kua lata fōki ke whailoa koe whihe tangata ne kua hagilota he posi, koe hala whē ne whinato he posi ke takawhanga eka, moi li mai he te matahala whiha ke he wāwho. Kua lata whoki he talahau e lautoru, ka eke kua liu mai, hawa posti ke he wāwho, ke liu hea tuai ke litiu niwe, ke whailoa kua hoko mai tuai. Koe puhala ni ane he talahau mi lautoru ke iloa, e hawa whenonga, ke he tofia, ke ta mga hosi, mua atu ke ta mga ho maskelea, koe mene kua o le whakalahi atuai ke lautoru, ne whai posti ke mai longa e whailoanga nei, wai mai longa whakalahi whoki tō nā kei tali atu he litiu niwe, ka eke kua moa mai e tō hea mai lautoru ne nā kai whailai sini he VHF. Ko tamai ai he Matawai Resort whalu tangata ka laumatai ai ke utaki he anga whamtaki he tawa kaulalahi ke he ta whale te whenonga koe tahananga hualahi ni ke lata mai whalu te pulotu ni ko whakahingoa ai koe tau arborists. Koe whahi tamu nei ko lahi ngā hua ke he tau whale te whenonga ni ko longa e tawa kaulalahi ke resorts pia whoki ni me motala kua lari ke whakahanga kamtaki ke nā ke veveli he whopo ke whakapākia tangata pungitau ko loa ne hai ai. Toko ua lau e te pulotu mai ta kautahi New Zealand ni ko tamai wai tahi lau e nei ko tamniwe ni ko tupuha ke motu ko Presley Viliamu. Talahawe ia mahuenga matanghawa nei ke lali ke leveki atu ke tau ko loa mahuenga e takataka i motu tunga e tau wakau wai hai ai e te puhala ni ko lata ke ononu atu ki ai mua atu ke he ke anon ki ai mua, to o atu ke utake he te wakau. Kua ki sea whoki e tahamtaka vi wahalotu i alu whito ke lau, ke hoko atu ki makefu, e lai he malona he te wakau, he te kaukau puhala tū, ne ko poka hefo, he te wafu mafa, o e ngā hui ia, ne ko tau sei whahingo si walo, whahingo publiki, ko taha wālaro tolu ngā hua, ne ko whakataka he whakatu whono. Kai talahaua ia ni te kitaki whahingo publiki, ko halo tōla la lianga ke utake he te wakau, mo i tau la ala kau, ke lata mai puipu ianga e to tangata, ko whakaonga e te puhala tū, ha koe whalu le kua kai ke veveri te wakau. Kai pehe mai Presley koe hana manako ke along matai ke motu ke mai ke whakaonga e mga aho ke hoko mai ke motu ke whakakua atu ke whalu e tau puhala mitaki ke utake he meleveki atu ai ke te wakau hai ko he tahana mana nene kua whakafulu ala e motu ke he tau tangata whenonga mai. You're listening into Radio Sunshine's news bulletin for today. Firstly, Telecom Niue has sent out a message to all owners and operators of marine crafts or dinghies that they must hold at least one VHF radio on board their boats. The manager of operations of Telecom Niue, Mrs. Fotalangi, said all boat owners and operators must apply to Telecom Niue for a VHF radio license that is an annual license fee of $22.50 a year. She also said that the license issued enable people on vessels at sea to use marine radio services of Telecom Niue when there is an emergency. She encouraged all fishermen to contact Niue Radio before leaving the harbour, identifying who you are, the name of your craft, your given call sign, and to advise how many people on board, which direction you're heading, and expected time back to the wharf. Mrs. Talangi also said that Telecom Niue will not respond to any calls from any unlicensed VHF Matavai has contracted the services of arborists to assist with the safe removal and maintenance of trees around the resort and motels without adversely affecting the environment. The two-man team from a New Zealand-based company who have been working throughout the week, and for one of them it was a great opportunity to return home. Presley William was no stranger to the island, having grown up in Niue, where he says he's managed to take something he enjoys and make a living from it. With more than 15 years of experience, Mr. William says that he has an interest in sharing his skills and knowledge with other young people on the island to consider this as a potential career pathway. The clearing of trees in between Alofi North and Makefu has also received mixed responses, with some questioning whether the amount of trees cleared and felled was really necessary. The work done by the civil and outside services of the Public Works Department was part of their responsibility to clear overhanging branches for safety of traffic and road users. Mr. Biyomu says that he would like to help government scope out potential work for similar areas for the selective felling of trees and their safe removal that could open up the potential for training of locals and young people in future. He says the plan is to one day return home and encourage more people into the profession, but also share a message that forests and trees add value to the beauty of the island. Now moving on to our news stories from the region. It's estimated it could take at least 3 years to rebuild the supply of Pacific kava industries to international export levels. A landmark decision by Germany's Federal Administrative Court has overturned Germany's 12-year-old ban on kava because of fears over its toxicity. The chair of the International Kava Executive Council, Tangaloa Eddie Wilson, says the restrictions basically cut off the international demand for kava. Tangaloa says it can take up to 5 years for kava to mature, but he expects supplies will be back to normal within 3 years. He says ultimately it's great news for farmers of the Pacific, and the production process should naturally start to take place again. The Fiji Times believes in being fair and unbiased. This was the newspaper's editor-in-chief and publisher Fred Wesley's comment in response to allegations made by Prime Minister Rear Admiral Vorege Bainimarama at the launch of his party office Thursday, claiming the media organization's journalistic standards were not only unprofessional but blatantly biased. Wesley said the newspaper reported without prejudice. He said the newspaper also stood by its reporters. Bainimarama alleged the Fiji Times sought to distort facts, manipulate figures, and blatantly print misleading headlines and stories. He claimed many senior journalists and associates of the organization through social media and other forums spread misinformation and were anti-government. Meanwhile, addressing supporters who turned up in the party's head office in Toorak, Bainimarama described the Fiji Labour and National Federation parties as not having the courage to speak on sensitive issues. A New Zealand academic says an eminent persons group should be sent to Nauru by the Pacific Islands Forum to try and resolve a political crisis. 5 of the 8 opposition MPs have been expelled indefinitely from the parliament, and one former Justice Minister, Matthew Betsiua, says they have now been stripped of their entitlements, offices and salaries. He says they were fulfilling their roles as opposition MPs by challenging government policy and believe the expulsions are unconstitutional. The head of the Pacifica Department at Massey University, Malakai Koloamatangi, says an eminent persons group might help, but the Nauru government would need to invite such a group. The Pacific Ocean's temperature is expected to increase in the coming months, and El Nino conditions may be a likely outcome. According to data provided by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Research and the National Centers for Environmental Prediction, a number of forecasts by meteorologists about the likely occurrence of El Nino in 2014 have increased since April. Based on previous El Nino events in 1997 and 98, droughts were followed by severe frost in the highlands provinces of Papua New Guinea. A similar severe El Nino southern oscillation could severely impact domestic garden and crop yields this planting season. The disaster management team held a 2-day workshop soon after the warning was brought to their attention. The workshop's main aim was to discuss possible ways to prepare for and respond to any type of El Nino that was predicted for the months of June to October. Australian taxpayers will chip in more to prop up Nauru's finances than residents of the tiny Pacific Island nation. Australia will provide at least 38 million Australian dollars for the island government's annual budget for nearly 112 million Australian dollars in 2014 to 2015. But the local population of 10,000, some of whom will pay income tax for the first time, contribute only 4 million. Nauru receives a 1,000 a month visa fee from Australia for each of the 1,100 or so asylum seekers being held at the Islands Detention Centre. That's 13.2 million Australian dollars for the local treasury. It will get another 5 million Australian dollars from resettlement visas for asylum seekers found to be refugees. So far, Nauru has resettled 41 refugees on a temporary basis until a third country, expected to be Cambodia, agrees to a deal with Australia. On top of the visa charges, 20.7 million Australian dollars comes from Canberra for development assistance. And those are our news stories from the region, as well as our local news bulletin here on Radio Sunshine for today.